Is there any other question from the Juha? Because that Juha I shared, it's been like a week now. So we should be looking at the next episode. If there is any question in there, you could ask before we look at the lesson 21. In the absence of such, I think we would move to الدرس الحادي والعشرون. الدرس الحادي والعشرون. Okay. Madrasati, talking about my school. So hopefully after this, you should be able to write about your school, at least in a very simple manner. Okay, let me see the lesson 20. What was it about? Okay, that was a conversation. So this is actually they're looking at composition. الدرس الحادي والعشرون. Okay, madrasati, my school. هذه مدرستي. Did we read this? Did we read this?
Yes, we did.
It looks very familiar.
Mm-hmm.
So we should move, right?
Yes, we should.
So
So we can go over.
Sure. الدرس الثاني والعشرون, lesson 22. It says, حامد طبيب. حامد طبيب. Hamid is a doctor. زوجته مدرسة. His wife is a teacher. Now this word wife, I don't know if you've spoken about it, but then wife in the Quran, you wouldn't find zawjatu. Zawjatun with ta marbut. You won't find it. It comes with zawj. Even the wife, it is said to be zawj. It sounds masculine, but then that is how it is. The husband is a zawj. The wife is also a zawj when you go into the Quran. And that is quite classical. That is the classical language I think we should be looking at. Sorry, I think Bilkis is asking about the link. Let me see about forwarding it to. So, as I was saying, when we say the wife is zawj, the husband is also zawj. Zawj, as I said, basically means a pair. So the two, this is a zawj and this is a zawj, regardless their gender. But then in everyday language, when we are speaking in everyday language, because we will just bring the, like right now, if I say zawjuhu, the who here is masculine. You can't say his husband. You can't say his husband, unless that in this era that we've had a lot of genders, then it becomes confusing. Because previously we just have the husband and wife being the man and the woman. Now there are a lot of marriages and types of genders and all that. So it gets better when you say zawjatuhu and with tamarbut in everyday language. But then in the Quran, it's just zawj. When you see zawj and after it, the mudaf ilay comes masculine, then the zawj means wife. When you see zawj and after it comes feminine, then it means husband. So that is the zawj. Okay. Says zawjatuhu mudarrisatun. His wife is a teacher. Ismuha Aminatu. Her name is Amina. Hamidun lahu arba'atu أبناء. Hamid has 4 children. We need to revise what we do. We need to watch the video over if it requires for us to listen to some of the qawaid that we might have forgotten. And if we've made notes, we need to be referring to the notes that we've been making so that we can keep remembering ourselves, reminding ourselves the qawaid. See, it runs through arba'atu abna, because abna is masculine, plural of ibn. We used arba'atu, a feminine number. Okay. Hamidun lahu arba'atu abna'in. Hamid has 4 children, whom the 4 are. So that is how we bring they are in Arabic language. You say indi thalathu ashya. Let me say indi thalathatu ashya. I have 3 things. Then I say here, and in these 3 things are, that is how we started. You say indi sittu sayyarat. Indi sittu sayyarat. I have 6 cars. Then I say here, because it's plural inanimate, I'll make it here, say here, then I'll put that dot, and I'll start Mercedes-Benz, Corolla, like that, Toyota and all that. We go on like that. That is how we start giving a list. It says, whom Hamzatu, wa Uthmanu, wa Ahmadu, wa Ibrahimu. Okay. So we come here, it says, Ahmadu wa Hamzatu, Talibani. Ahmadu Talibun Mujtahidun. Ahmad is a hardworking student. Wa Hamzatu Talibun Keslanu. And Hamza is a lazy student. Keslanu, lazy student. We say Kesul also. I think we saw Kesul somewhere. Kesul to mean lazy. Okay. And then he says, Qala Yusufu. Indi khamsatu aklam. All this while you'll be noting that Ahmadu is 1 dhamma, Aminatu 1 dhamma, Hamzatu 1 dhamma, Uthmanu, Hakeza. You should be noting them, why they are not coming with tanween. I think we gave an opening to that in our previous lesson. Okay, so you should be noting why they are not having the 2 dhamma. And a word like Keslanu didn't come Keslanun. Okay, we will come to a topic on that, I think right after this or the lesson after. It says, Qala Yusufu, Indi khamsatu aqlam. I have 5 pens. Hadha qalamun ahmar. This is a red pen. Qalamun ahmar. Red pen. وَهَذَا قَلَمٌ أَزْرَقُ. And this is a blue pen. Blue. Ahmar is red. Azraq, blue. I'm slowing it because I'm hoping you are taking notes. You are writing the words and their meanings. Ahmar is red. Azraq is blue. وَهَذَا قَلَمٌ akhdar. And this is a green pen. And this is a green pen. Akhdar. Akhdar, green. وهذا قلم أسود. Aswadu. That is black. وهذا قلم أسود, black. وهذا قلم أصفر. Asfar is yellow. Asfar is yellow. I wish I could quickly show you some of these colors in the Quran. Let me take you back a bit and show you these colors that we've seen. They are all adjectives to the qalam, qalam, qalam. And the adjective, as an adjective, it is matching with the qalam in terms of gender. We all know that to this extent. To this extent, we all know that the word qalam has ahmaru as its adjective, red pen. So since qalamun is masculine, the adjective ahmaru is also masculine. What about when we want to use the colors to describe a feminine something? So we need to know the feminine aspect or the feminine version of the colors. To this extent, I hope we are all cool. The colors we've seen right now, ahmaru, azraku, akhdaru, aswadu, asfaru. We said ahmaru is what? Red. Red, R-E-D. Azraku is blue. Akhdaru is green. Aswadu is black. Asfaru is yellow. These are masculine. We need the feminine version so that if I want to describe a lady, I want to describe a car, I want to describe something that is feminine with these colors, I should know how to put the color. Okay. The color ahmar, you see the color, all of them are on the meter. You are now familiar with the meter thing I talked about last week. All of them are on the meter af'alu, 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 af'alu. Don't be looking at the alif, fa, lam. Alif, don't be looking at the alif, fa, ain, lam. Just the rhyme, the rhythm. Af'alu, ahmaru, azraku, akhdaru, aswadu, asfaru. They are all on the meter af'alu. The plural is fa'la'u. Not to be confused. I said the plural, the feminine. So the ahmaru, the feminine of it will be hamra'u. Hamra'u. I'll write it in the chat. We have hamra'u. Oh. Hamra'u. Like this. For the red, we have zarqa'u. Zarqa'u for the blue. I hope I'm getting this right. Zarqa'u for the blue. And then what is the next color? Akhdaru. So we have khadra'u. Khadra'u. And then we have sawda'u for the black. So feminine black is sawda. I think some women are even called sawda. As we say safra'u. Safra'u. Like this. So these are the feminine versions of the colors. Hamra'u. Say sayyaratun hamra'u. Sayyaratun zarqa'u. Sayyaratun khadra'u. Sayyaratun sawda'u. Sayyaratun safra'u. Are we cool to this extent? I want to show us one from the Quran, quite close to us. Okay. So we look at Suratul Baqarah, that is chapter 2. The verse is there. Any verse I say, please note it. Note it as part of your notes. Whatever explanation we say about it, try to make a note around it. Suratul Baqarah, that is chapter number 2, verse number 69. 69. قالوا ادع لنا ربك يبين لنا ما لونها. They said to Sayyidina Musa, call unto your Lord. and asked him to make clear to us what is the color of the cow we are looking for. Ma lawnuha, lawn is color. I'm sure you are looking at the verse with me. Suratul Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 69. Quran chapter 2, verse 69. Please don't deceive yourself and say, oh, I'll be fine. Later I'll play the video and forward to this point. I will see the verse again and check it. No, don't do that. Don't do that at all. You don't wake up, people are sleeping. You don't wake up and stop your sleep at this nice sleeping time and still compromise. Please check the verse with me. Suratul Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 69. قَالُوا ادْعُ لَنَا رَبَّكَ يُبَيِّن لَنَا. They said, call your Lord, let him clarify for us. Ma lawnuha. What is the color of the Baqarah we are looking for? The cow. What is the color of the cow? And he says, Qala innahu yakulu. And Sayyidina Musa said, indeed, my Lord is saying, innaha, it is indeed, the Baqarah, he said, innaha baqaratun safra'u. Innaha baqaratun safra'u. I'm hopeful you are looking at the verse with me. I'm very hopeful. Innaha baqaratun safra'u. It is a what? Yellowish cow. And look at the translation. Her color is intensely yellow. She is a yellow cow. Surely she is a yellow cow. Faqi'un lawnuha tasurrun nazirin. Their color is intensely yellow, giving delight to the beholders. Of course, a yellow cow gives delight. I'm sure we've all seen the verse. But the verse is there. Whatever it takes, you have to make sure you check. If possible, always keep your Quran, or now that you have 3 phones, 2 phones, you just use the other one to check quickly. Okay, so that was that with the colors. Zarqa'u is used mostly to describe eyes. Say, aynaha zarqa'ani. Or aynaha zarqa. Her eyes are blue. There is a woman like that. She used to be called Zarqa'ul Yamama. Don't forget this detail. There was a woman in the Jahiliyyah period. She used to be called Zarqa'ul Yamama. Zarqa'ul Yamama means the blue-eyed woman of Yamama. Yamama is a place. The blue-eyed woman of Yamama. It is said of her that she used to see from a distance of, I think, a week or so. Said that if something is going to happen, like people are coming on a journey, in a week's time, she could see what's happening. Some say 3 days. She could see from a distance of 3 days. So let's say you are from a far place, traveling a distance of 3 days, she could see you coming. So she used to tell her tribe, these people are planning to invade you. Meanwhile, they are not close at all, and her tribe will prepare. Unfortunately for her, her brother who knew that thing about her, I think got married in another tribe, or is it one tribe married her, so they now owned her abilities, and her brother knew that about her. So her brother gave his tribe the tricks, how to trick her and all that, and they were able to conquer her tribe and take out her eyes. And if you see any picture with a woman, you would see it's quite popular. Maybe I will just show it to you. A woman with any niqab and her eyes are blue. Some sharp picture like that. That is what it depicts. It's even used to make a chain, necklace. Then you see a blue eye on it. That is the eye of Zarqa'ul Yamama. You used to see that far. Okay, that done. We come back again. So he said, Qalat Zainab. Zainab said, Indi manadilu kathiratun. So you take note that the colors also, they take just one dhamma. They take one dhamma. We are coming to this topic, the topic of not taking tanween. That's why we are doing this preparatory things. If you look at the verse we just talked about, it says, Baqaratun with tanween. Safra'u came and it came without tanween. Meaning, is you want the Arabic word, not ice, you are ice, and the eye, human eye. Do you want the Arabic word? We say Ainun Zarqa. Ainun Zarqa. Ainun Zarqa mana blue eyes. You know the eye, we use the singular to represent the two. We use is dual. We can say Ainani to represent the two. We can say Ain to represent the two. The little details, these things that we throw in, you have to pack them. What I just said right now, we can use one of the I, can say Ain to represent the two. We can say Ainani to represent the two. Both are fine. You need to have this detail. Okay. Says قال زينب, قالت زينب. Zainab said, Indi manadilu kathiratun. I have a lot of towels. I have a lot of handkerchiefs. Manadilu is the plural of mindilun. Manadilu is the plural of mindilun. Indi manadilu kathiratun. I have a lot of tissues. I have a lot of handkerchiefs. I have a lot of towels. You can say it that way. Haza abyadu. This is white. White, abyadu. So we know that she's saying haza abyadu because she's talking about mindil. And mindil is what? Masculine. Mindil is masculine. And abyadu is what? White. W-H-I-T-E. White. Okay. Haza abyadu wa haza asfaru. Asfaru, yellow again. This is white handkerchief. This is yellow handkerchief. Wa haza ahmaru. And this is red handkerchief. Wa haza azraku. And this is blue handkerchief. Okay. And again, I almost jumped something I was supposed to tell you. You see, this green, you know, vegetables are normally referred to as greens. Somebody will tell you, I eat greens a lot. The man, he takes a lot of vegetables. In Arabia, our vegetables, we give them the name from the green. We call them khudrawat. Khudrawat, vegetables. Vegetables. You call them khudrawat. Khudrawat. Any greens. Okay. And then it says, call it Fatima too. Fatima said, A'indaki mindilun akhdar. Do you have a green towel or a green handkerchief or a green tissue? And then she says, La ma indi, I do not have. Ma indi. This expression here, ma indi, I do not have. Some would say, laysa indi, I do not have. Ma indi mindilun akhdar. I do not have a green towel, a green handkerchief. قال طلحة. Talha said, indi mafatihu kathiratun. Who knows, who can give the meter to this word? Mafatih. If you can allow your mic quickly, if anybody can give a meter to this word. Okay, not to take much of our, I think Salima is helping us. Or is it Stambia?
Is it mafa'il?
Aywa. So you see, we took mafa'il the other time. Now, where you wrote your mafa'il, fawa'il notes, close to the mafa'il, add mafa'ilu with a yai addition, just a yai that you're adding between the ain and lam. You wrote mafa'il, you now add mafa'ilu. Now you have 3 meters up there. Mafa'il, mafa'ilu, fawa'ilu. So all these 3, they do not take tanween. That is the masabiha. You see, masabiha, Surat al-Mulk. That is the meter. You see why I wouldn't want anybody to miss any lesson? These kind of things are technical. If you miss it in the lesson, it will be very hard for you to understand what's going on. Khair. So if you miss the lesson, in any case, try to at least watch the video. You can get to me for clarification. We should be extremely diligent and consistent, at least for this short time. We are almost 2 months done. Another month and we are gone. We are done. So let's do our best, inshallah. Inshallah. May Allah strengthen us also. It says, Indi mafatihu. So you see, as somebody who knows these things, and you see mafatihu, you are going to give it an adjective. We said the adjective, if the noun is indefinite, the adjective should also be indefinite. So you see the noun with just one dhamma, it doesn't have tanween. You might be tricked to bring your adjective without tanween. But somebody who knows that no, the word is actually having tanween, just that its meter does not like to take tanween. So the meter mafatihu will not take tanween. That is why we are giving it one dhamma. So the adjective, when it comes and it is not on any meter that doesn't like tanween, I should give the adjective tanween. Indi mafatihu kathiratun. I have a lot of keys. Mafatih, the plural of miftah. Key, K-E-Y. Haza miftahul ghurfati. This is the key to the room. Miftahul ghurfa, the key to the room, or the key of the room. Wahaza miftahul haqibati. And this is the key of the bag, B-A-G, bag. وهذا مفتاح السيارة, and this is the key to the car. مفتاح السيارة, the car key. This is the car key. خير. قال سفيان. Sufyan said, في بلدنا, in our country, في بلدنا, in our country, masajidu. You see, this book, may Allah bless the author for us bountifully. What he wants to teach you, he will repeat it, it will hit in your head if you should read over. If you are somebody who likes to read over, you wouldn't need to deliberately memorize things because it keeps repeating. You keep repeating the meter, you keep repeating whatever he wants to get into your head. So, fi baladina masajidu. In our country, masajidu wa madarisu kathiratun. There are a lot of masajid and a lot of schools. Masajid, the plural of masjid. Madaris, the plural of madrasa. In our country, there are a lot of masajid, there are a lot of masajid, madaris. Wa fanadiku, wa fanadiku. وَفَنَادِقُ قَلِيلَةٌ, and a few hotels. Fanadiku is the plural of funduk. Funduk. And funduk is hotel. Yes, Sister Amdia is asking if balad can also mean city or town. Yes, it can mean that. is sometimes used to mean that. Balad is sometimes used to mean city. So sometimes even the country, you see it sound like plural, bilad. Somebody will say biladuna Ghana. Bilad referring to Ghana. But it's singular. Ghana is just a country. Say bilad. So those words are used interchangeably. Balad, bilad. Sometimes even a town like that, you see it being called baladiyatun. Baladiyatun. So they are used interchangeably. We just look at the context and give it the meaning that fits well for us. So fanadiku is the plural of what? Funduk. Funduk, I think we've seen the singular. Funduk is hotel. Wa fanadiku qalilatun, and a few hotels. Ahaulai atibba'u, are these doctors? Ahaulai atibba'u, are these doctors? There's la, hum mudarrisun. No, they are teachers. Wahum ulama'u kibarun. Wahum ulama'u kibarun. Kibar, as we've learned, is the plural of kabir. Wahum kibarun. And they are big teachers. As he said, they are teachers. He has to show us that they are big scholars. They are not just infiltrating teachers. Okay, so that is why he added that. Okay, now before we get to this topic, al-mamnu min as-sarf, we need to really relax. We have to relax a little bit before we get to that. Will that be the last topic? Mamnu min as-sarf. Okay, there is another lesson after it. There is another lesson after it. Okay, and so we have 2 lessons to go. So let's relax. Let's not do giddy, 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 giddy. Let's relax here. Please, if you have any question, please ask me. Any question with regards to the lesson, with regards to the Joha video. The Joha video is so dear to me because you are listening to the Arabic, classical, no error, grammatically fit in all angles. It's very cool and it is interesting when you watch it. Please, if you have any question, you can go ahead with it, because when you enter the next topic we are going to talk about why these words were not taken to Doma. We are going to talk about the words that do not take the double vowel, inshallah. If you have any question, do not hesitate. How to say hani an? Congratulations, we say hani an. I don't know if he's here, but we've had this question, I think. Hani an, 1. That is congratulations. We can say mubarakun laka or mubarakun alayk. Mubarakun laka or alayka. Yeah, mabruk is used in colloquial Arabic, but it doesn't sound, it doesn't have a good meaning. You know, some of the colloquial Arabic is fine because it doesn't have any meaning. Like when I say, you ask me, please let's all pay attention to her question. If you could, I don't know if all of you are seeing the question she asked in the chat. Please let's all follow this. It's very important. People are used to mabruk. That is the popular, but then let's get this detail so that you can also guide somebody. We have classical Arabic, which is the language of the Quran, the language of deep books like this, the language spoken in the news, documentaries. But we also have colloquial Arabic. When you go to the Arab land, you find them speaking some kind of Arabic. Like when you step in Egypt, instead of saying kayfa haluk, you would hardly hear, or you would never hear anybody on the street saying kayfa haluk. That is school Arabic. They would be saying izayyak, izayyak. When you go to places like Sudan, I don't know of Mauritania, thereabout, you hear shno haluk, shno haluk. doesn't have anything to do with كيف حالك. Maybe the hal is there. But you look at the Egypt, إزيك. إزيك سسي. You get it? Something like شوية. قليل, you say شوية. Now, these words do not have any harm. So you can use it like freestyle. If somebody asks me, is Iman available? هل Iman موجودة? I can say لا مش موجودة. مش موجودة. يعني هي غير موجودة. She's not available, but I say مش, the Amia way, the colloquial Arabic way. These do not have any wrong meaning. But mabruk, you see, when we say baraka, you see the way the camel, it hits with its knee on the ground, then it drops its body. We call it baraka. So when we say mabruk, it's like somebody who has knelt. Mabruk is like, it has a link with that kind of thing. So since it has a link to that end, and it doesn't really even have any proper meaning. So we better say Mubarakun alayka. What you've gotten, may it be a blessing for you. Mubarakun laka, may it be a blessing for you. Or we say Hani'an, congratulations. But the Mabruk is not really cool. The Arabic teachers have been trying every now and then to correct us from. Some of them do not have a good meaning. Some of the colloquial Arabic do not have good meanings. There is one beat, I wish I could remember, very, very bad, that one. Please, let's all listen again. The Arabs, particularly the Egyptians, they will say, Allah yakhlik, Allah yakhlik, to mean rahimakallah. And he's saying, may Allah have mercy on you, praying for you. Instead of rahimakallah or yarhamakallah, they will say Allah yakhlik, yakhlika. And when we say yakhlika, in classical Arabic, it means may Allah leave you to yourself. It becomes a curse and not a prayer for. So something like Allah yakhlik, though it's colloquial Arabic, but it is frowned upon. It's supposed to even stop in the colloquial sense. They shouldn't use it. Because when you tell somebody Allah yakhlik, and the person doesn't understand Amiyah, it's like you cursing the person. May Allah leave the person to himself. So you say, why don't we say Allah yarhamk or yarhamk Allah? So some of the colloquial are fine because they do not have any bad meaning in the classical Arabic, but some too, they mean very bad in the classical Arabic. When you are with the Arabs and they say Mabruk, they say this, Allah yakhlik, go your way, it's fine. You respond and go your way. But I used not to respond to Allah yakhlik. I wouldn't respond. I would tell the person, can't you say Allah yarhamk on Arab for God's sake? Yeah, quite interesting. There are a lot of interesting angles to this language we are studying here. A lot of very interesting angles. Hopefully, maybe you study it more. Hopefully, we get time to study it more. We see a lot of interesting angles to it. Yeah. A lot speak it. And people, when they go to the Arab lands, instead of they having a very good plan, when you go to the Arab land to study Arabic, you try your best to stay away from what they are speaking on the street. You would end up learning it somehow, but you shouldn't make it what you learn there. It will be a wasted effort. When you go to the Arab land to study, you should study classical Arabic. Make sure you stick to their news, programs on TV like Scholars Khutbah, Scholars Talks. You should stick to that most than the street language. A lot go there, and when they come back, it's just the street language that they learn, and they come and be rattling and thinking they've turned some Arab of a kind. You give him the Quran, he doesn't know what's up there, doesn't know what's in the Hadith. So we should pay attention to those details. Please, did we all watch the Joha? And if we did, I'm sure there are new vocabularies. Or is it that we watch them, we are cool? And the Joha, because it's like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, when it drops, just play it. In the car, you are in trotro, but in your traffic, you play it. You are driving your own car, just play it and drop it on one side. Be listening. You know, just put all of them in a playlist on your PC as you are cooking. You are doing your cooking, you put it on your laptop, let it be playing. Just let it be playing. Don't even turn to it. Just drop them all in the playlist. That's what I do. When I get some Arabic videos, even now, before this class, I was listening to some lecture. I'll just play it and be lying somewhere doing my thing. Just let the atmosphere be ringing Arabic. It helps a lot. Unconsciously, a lot of things imprint. Before we get anybody brings on any question, let's get to, I want us to see some colors in the Quran. I hope I find this. Okay, we look at Surah Baqarah again, Suratul Baqarah, verse number 187. Suratul Baqarah, verse number 187. Suratul Baqarah, verse number 187 says, أحل لكم ليلة الصيام الرفث إلى نسائكم هن لباس لكم وأنتم لباس لهن علم الله أنكم كنتم تختانون أنفسكم فتاب عليكم وعفى عنكم فالآن باشروهن وابتغوا ما كتب الله لكم وكلوا واشربوا حتى يتبين لكم الخيط الأبيض الخيط is line يعني LINE الأبيض white line من الخيط الأسود من الفجر from the black line of Fajr. You see the translation? And it drink until the whiteness of the day becomes distinct from the blackness. Al-Khayt al-Abyad wal-Khayt al-Aswad. So we should know our colors. When it came feminine in Surah Al-Baqarah, the same Baqarah, up there, we saw Baqaratun Safra'u, Faqi'un lawnuha. So when it comes masculine, we know how we should put it. When it comes feminine, we know how we should put the color. When white comes feminine, I think we didn't have white. When we have white coming as feminine, we say bayda'u. Bayda. I think it sounds like a lady's name. Bayda. So you say here Bayda. Here Safra, here Sauda. She's black like that. You know how to go through our colors. Do we have any questions? Okay, in the absence of any question, please, the Joha video, have you all watched it? Please, if you've not watched it yet, indicate to me, because I wouldn't want to be piling it up. Like we finish this lesson and I upload another one and you've not watched the previous one, I'll just be piling it up for you and you've not watched it. So if you've not watched it, you could please indicate to me you've not done that yet, so that I'll relax with the next one. Because as I said, all the 30 are with me. I could just flash them for you, but I don't want it to be like we just have videos. Okay, good this way, so that I don't upload it thinking that we've watched it and then we are going to the next one. It will be like I'm just piling something up. I have all the 30, I have other videos, I could just flash them to the group, but that's not the purpose. Oh, okay. I posted a recent one, I think the mechanical donkey. Joha went to buy another donkey, so we could look at that, inshallah. Okay, inshallah, that will be fine. That will be fine. Let's do it. We just play them for fun. You see, as I said, when you have them like that, just put them in a playlist. To learn Arabic and get Arabic, a friend of mine complained to me yesterday, and he was like, the Arabic, I would have to find a way to open his head and fix it in. He's already good with Arabic, just that he needs an update. And I was like, to get the Arabic, you need to act a bit radical. You need to change your lifestyle kind of completely for a while. Instead of the normal videos, usual TikToks, usual YouTube videos you'll be following, usual channels that will be following for fun, these talks that at the end of the day, we don't benefit much. We should just turn a bit radical, leave those things, leave that life for a while, say a month or two. Now I'm just going to watch Arabic stuff. I'm just going to try to focus on watching Arabic. So you just be playing Arabic, not because you understand it, just do it radically, like you are just being stubborn. Play them, test this for a month or two. I've tested a lot of measures, and some on myself, some on siblings, some on, and it has worked perfectly. Anybody who knows my siblings knows what I'm saying. It works perfectly. So if I'm giving you these tips, just apply them and see. Within a month or two, you'll be cool. You'll be so cool. Okay. I don't know, this topic, mamnu min as-sarf. Let me see. Okay, let's just, who left? Okay, Iman is in. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now, let me just maybe explain the topic today, and then you take the lesson tomorrow. We've already treated it. They are just putting them in one basket for us here. But we need to understand when we say al-mamnu'u min as-sarf, what does it mean? When you hear al-mamnu'u, when we say something is mamnu', it is prohibited. When you are in an Arabic space or in an Arab land, you see a post, mamnu' ad-dukhul. Mamnu' ad-dukhul bimana entry is prohibited. Let me try writing this stuff. Mamnu' ad-dukhul. Mamnu' ad-dukhul means entry is prohibited. Prohibited. Okay, like this. So you see on a door, it is written on a door in a company, mamnu' ad-dukhul, or in an office, mamnu' ad-dukhul, bimana you can't enter. In the same Arab space, I used to take trotro, just like ours. They call it Arabiyya. Arabiyya, just like Arabic language. They call trotro Arabiyya. I used to take the Arabiyya, and then I'll sit in the front seat, because when you sit at the back, in Egypt there, they don't have the mate system, driver and mate system. It is just the driver. So the passengers, you take the money yourself, you give yourself change, and the driver will just take the net amount. He doesn't care if anybody does not have change. It's not his problem. Like here, the mate will now have to go and find change. No, no, no. There are places, if you get on the car, you need to find a way of getting your change, or else the driver doesn't care. So because when I sit in the passenger side, I'll be forced to now be serving as a mate, or I might be doing that work. So I'll sit in front. In front, the driver, before he moves his car, he will buy cigarette. He will take the box of it, if he doesn't already have in his car, and then he will light it right there and then. And it is love for them to share their cigarette. So he will stretch to me to give me, he will open the box to me to also take a stroke of the cigarette. And I'll be like, I'm fine. Like, I don't smoke. And then the other person will take it. Now, I'm in the middle in the front seat. This one is smoking, this one is smoking, it's bad. I complained, and one senior brother doctor of mine was like, it's very dangerous. Secondary smoking, or whatever they call it. Call it some name, I think secondary smoking or what. So he said I should take the public transport. You know the public transport, what they've done? It is mamnu'u tadkhin. Mamnu'u at-tadkhin. Like this. Mamnu'u tadkhin. Tadkhin bimana smoking. It is written everywhere in the public bus, like Kofo bus here. It is written in the bus there, mamnu'u tadkhin. Bimana smoking is prohibited. Like this, mamnu'u tadkhin. Any official government space, you see mamnu'u tadkhin. So he advised that I should take the public transport. So I started taking the bus. In the bus, if you're a smoker, you get on it, you stop smoking until you get down. So it was quite very cool for me. But the Arabia, the public transport, everybody was taking, it was bad. Everybody is smoking in the car. So you see, mamnu'u tadkhin. Okay. Now, al-mamnu' bimana something is prohibited somewhere. It says mamnu'u min as-sarf. When we say sarf again, now the meaning of mamnu', we've gotten it. To be prohibited. As-sarf, to change. As-sarf bimana changes. So changing money, I'll say uridu an usarrifa ba'da an-nuqud. I want to change some cash. Uridu an usarrifa ba'da an-nuqud. I want to change some cash. I want to change from maybe dollar to CD or to pounds, and changes like that. So sarf means changes. But when we say sarf, in terms of Arabic words like this, we mean morphology. In a general Arabic language, when we say sarf, we mean morphology. What is morphology? You see, I've been telling you the word, the meter of the word is fa'ala. The meter of this word is af'ala. This meter is fa'ala. This meter is mafa'il. Now, these meters, learning about these meters is what we call morphology. How words are built. How we build words. So I have ketaba. I can build maktab from it. I can build uktub from it. I can build yaktub, he's writing. I can get kutub, books, can get kitab, book. Okay, we have all these things from it. That is what we call general sarf. When we say sarf in Arabic language, it is like we have nahu, grammar or syntax, nahu. And then we have sarf, which is morphology, how words are built, the alphabets, the vowels, and that. But when we say sarf here, we don't mean the morphology. We mean changes, which is the word taking fatha, kasra, dhamma as it wills. The word taking tanween, when a word can take fatha, when it's supposed to take kasra, when it is supposed to take dhamma, when it is supposed to, and it can take tanween, when it's supposed to take the tanween, that word is complete, undergoes complete sarf. a word that can have all these things without any restriction. It's a word that is free. Its wings are free. It undergoes complete sarf. When we say a word is mamnu'un min as-sarf, we mean that the word is having a barrier somewhere. It's either some dhamma cannot come, some fatha cannot come, some kesra cannot come, tanween cannot come. It has a problem with these things. Finally, when we say a word is mamnu'un min as-sarf, finally, in conclusion, when we say a word is mamnu'un min as-sarf in Arabiyya, when the word is supposed to take kesra because it is preceded by a harf jar, it takes fatha instead. Again, when we say a word is mamnu'un min as-sarf, when it is supposed to take kesra, we all know when the word is supposed to take kesra, when it comes as mudaf ilay, when it comes after a preposition like min, ila, ala, bi. And now that is mamnu min as-sarf, when it comes after these things, it takes fatha instead of kesra. I wouldn't let you stress so much. Let's go to Suratul Mulk. Please, you go with me. Please carry your Quran and go with me. Suratul Mulk. I'll just show you one example and then it will define everything for us. We are going to Suratul Mulk. Suratul Mulk, verse number 5. Please, you are doing this with me, and with this, you have the definition of al-mamnu min as-sarf. Are we all there? Suratul Mulk, verse number 5. You can reach to your Quran. Open to Suratul Mulk. Suratul Mulk bimana tabaraka allazi. Suratul Tabaraka. Verse number 5. I'm presuming everybody is there with me. It says, وَلَقَدْ زَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ. بِمَصَابِيحَ. Can we all see the masabi taking fatha, even though there is a B in front of it? Masabih is the plural of misbah. Masabih. For the singular, we have misbah. And then the plural, we have masabih, which means lamp or light. Please, can we all see it? وَلَقَدْ زَيَّنَّا السَّمَاءَ الدُّنْيَا بِمَصَابِيحَ. Can we all see it? Even though there is a B, which is supposed to make the masabih end with kasra like masabihi. Like we have bi ismi, bi ismillahi, bi ismi. We don't say bi isma. So when a preposition comes, we learned that already. That a prepositional phrase, a preposition precedes a noun and the noun takes kasra. Please, can we all see bi masabiha?
Yes, we can.
Jamil. So it is masabiha taking fatha because it is what mamnu'un min as-sarf. It is prohibited to go under that kasra change. So you say bi ahmada, bi ahmada. So there is a verse of a poem where it says, وَكُلٌّ وَلَيْلَاهُ وَكُلٌّ وَلَيْلَاهُ وَبَرْهَامَ مُبْتَلَى بِأَحْمَدَ بِأَحْمَدَ خَيْرُ النَّاسِ وَكُلٌّ وَلَيْلَهُ, everyone has his beloved. وَبَرْهَامَ, and Barhama, Mubtala is tested bi Ahmada, with the love of Ahmada. But he says bi Ahmada bil Fath instead of bi Ahmadi, because we've already learned that Ahmad is also mamnu min as-sarf. We remember that Ahmad came in this file and it didn't take the tanween. It didn't also take kasra. So you see
Yes.
here, masabih is coming without alif and lam. So there is two things. It should have been bimasabihin kasratain. It should have been kasratain. There is tanween and there is also the kasra. But here we realize that it is not taking the kasra and it is not taking the tanween. That is basically mamnu'un min as-sarf. So this page here, you would hardly see any word with tanween on this page. You wouldn't see. That's how I should put it. So you can just flash your eyes through the page. There is no tanween. There is no tanween. Everybody is having his dhamma. Everybody. And they all have reasons why there are reasons what qualifies a word to be mamnu' min as-sarf. There are certain things that qualifies a word to be mamnu' min as-sarf. The other time I showed you some when the word is on the meter, fawa'il, mafa'il, mafa'il. And then I said when a noun looks like a verb, like Ahmad, it's like a verb from Hamida. Like you say Ahmadullah, I'm thanking Allah. The noun Ahmad looks like a verb. They give us examples that down there. Akbar, somebody is called Akbar. Somebody is called As'ad. As'ad looks like a verb. Anwar looks like a verb. So we don't give them tanween. So when a noun looks like a verb, also it becomes mamnu min as-sarf. And also kalis. Kalis are also mamnu min as-sarf in Arabic language. Kalis, you add that to it. Kalis. Also, foreign names. We saw that with Ismail, Abdel, Ibrahim, or that they are also mamnu min as-sarf because they are not Arabic names. Ibrahim and all those names were not Arabs. The names are not Arabic names. So you see William, Edward, London, Paris, Pakistan, Baghdad, Ibrahim, they are all not Arabic names. So foreign names, Ismail, Ishaq, Yaqub, Yunus, Yusuf, they are all not Arabic names. So they take one dhamma. So foreign names also qualify to fall under mamnu min as-sarf. Okay, we complete it all with much better clarification, inshallah, in our next lesson. This lesson is important. I wouldn't want us to do it buga buga. We have to look at it clearly. Though we've seen it, we have an overview of it, but we have to look at it with better attention and better explanation, inshallah. To this extent, we have like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If there is anything you would want me to highlight for you, if there is anything you would want me to clarify for you, inshallah, I'm available. Please, you can note this verse down. You could check it on your own. Suratul Saf, chapter 61. Suratul Saf, that is chapter 61, verse number 6. Suratul Saf, chapter 61, verse number 6. وَإِذْ قَالَ عِيسَى ibn Maryam. It's supposed to be Ibn Maryamin, but Ibn Maryama. Maryama, because Maryam is also not an Arabic name. It's mamnu min as-sarf. It says, Ya Bani Isra'ila. Ya Bani Isra'ila. It's not Israeli, because it's also not an Arabic name. Israel is not Arabic name. So you could see those mamnu min as-sarf there. Then you come down the same verse. يا بني إسرائيل إني رسول الله إليكم مصدقا لما بين يدي من التوراة ومبشرا برسول يأتي من بعد اسمه أحمد, not Ahmadun. So we have like 3 mamnu min as-sarf in that same chapter in that same verse. Maryam, Israel, and then we have Ahmad. Any clarification required? In case anything comes up, we have the space of the WhatsApp group to take advantage of, inshallah. And please, you get to the videos and watch them diligently. Make sure you understand every word, not with the translation I've put down there, not with the subtitles. You can hear the word yourself and identify what it means, inshallah. Okay, to this extent, if there is no question, we pray Allah bless the little that we've taken and make it beneficial to the Ummah at large. Allahumma alimna ma yanfa'una wanfa'na bima 'allamtana wa zidna ilman ya rabbal alamin. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.